very pleasant place to be, and
Oh yes, there's nothing wrong with the place,
mhm,
no. No.
um,
So,
but that, as you say, that was quite a night. There was another movie about that, The Unsinkable Molly Brown, a woman, a millionaire's wife from Colorado named Brown.
yeah,
Did you see her on the boat or ever hear of her?
det som är att jag hörde det. Well, I can't, that's too long time ago.
Yes, of course.
I never thought that there was nobody to come along and talk to me. No. I'm too
Oh,
old.
no.
No?
No, indeed. You have there. It's you see, I'm a newspaper man.
Yeah, yeah.
And people still call newspapers to ask when did the Titanic sink, how many people were lost, how many people are still interested in it. And just to think that you are here to really be the authority on it.
Yes, I know that. That's true, but I don't know. It's funny that people have to come here before,
Yes.
you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because 60 years ago is an awful long time.
Yeah, I was young myself 60 years ago.
Yes, you were.
I brought this clipping along. You've seen that, haven't you? From the Des Moines Register.
I think I look over there.
I think you do too, yes. Yeah.
Well, that's all right. When did you take that?
That was, I think, 2-3 years ago.
Oh. Yeah, well, that's a long time ago.
I'm gonna, let's, now we're going to talk for history. I am Joseph Mossman. This is October 24th, 1974, and I am talking with Mrs. Anna Gustafson about the night of April the 15th, 1912, when the world was shocked by the news that the great ocean liner, the Titanic, had sunk in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Newfoundland, and with a loss of about 1,500 lives. Is that right, Mrs. Gustafson? Had you gone to bed and to sleep when the
No.
no. Did you hear the ship hit the iceberg?
Well, they tried to keep it away from the people.
Ah.
And they didn't say more than they have to.
Of course.
And I understand that. And so we didn't know if the ship was going down so fast.
Yes.
They went awful fast the whole time.
Yes.
So that was awful shock. It's awful shock to people.
You got into a lifeboat.
Well, yes, I come in a lifeboat, but I was not there very long.
You weren't?
No, you see, the ship went down, you know, and they tried to take the people up to another boat. I don't know what the name.
Carpathia.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I was one of those people who come there.
Ah.
You know.
Did you, from your lifeboat, did you see the ship go down?
No, I didn't see it go down. No.
You were out of sight by that time.
Well, I was not out of sight, but I guess we didn't look.
Oh.
There was an awful excitement.
Oh, heavens, yes. You must have been terribly cold and wet.
Yeah, we was cold, but We didn't care.
Was the lifeboat crowded?
Yes, there was lots of people in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were.
About how many would you say?
Well, about 40 and 50.
About 40 or 50
Yeah,
people in
yeah.
the lifeboat.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, how soon do you think it was before the Carpathia picked you up?
Well, maybe I did remember it then, but I could not tell you there.
Was it daylight by the time you were picked up?
No.
Oh, it was still dark.
Yeah, that was still dark.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
You know, the ship went down awful fast.
Yes, it was less than 3 hours, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Uh-huh.
Well, around there, something.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
So, there was still dark, you know.
yes. Now did you travel from your home in Sweden to England to board the Titanic?
Yeah. Yeah.
The big unsinkable Titanic,
Yes,
wasn't it?
yes.
Oh, that must have been exciting.
Yeah, there was. There was a new boat, you see.
Of course, yes.
And there were lots of people, you know. There were lots of people there.
Did you have some friends coming across too?
No.
Oh, you were alone then?
Well, I was alone, but I know some people was gone.
Ah.
You know, but no.
Were you married then?
No.
Ah. You met your husband then in the United States?
No, I met him home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was he here first then?
Well, I went back home to Sweden someday, but I can't tell you how many years I was there. But I went back home, and then I met my husband there.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you were married in Sweden?
Sweden.
Ah, and you both came back together then?
No. Well, I don't know all of it.
Well, of course.
But anyhow, I come back here, you know, and we live here.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Why did you come to the United States in the first place?
Well, I always like to go to America.
Ah.
That was my wish, and I know some people lived here, and I met the lady. She was a doctor, I guess, and I wanted to see her, and I really did come to her first.
Ah.
But then I took a place, and then I worked, you know.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Was she in New York then?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you live? Beg pardon?
She was in Passaic, New York.
Oh, yes, Passaic.
But they closed there, you know.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm. Did you work then in New York?
Well, I worked for some time,
Mm-hmm.
and everything went all right. I like New York, and I like America.
Yes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm still there.
Well, good. We're glad you are.
Yeah.
But well, you had planned. No. You had planned to go back to Sweden, hadn't you?
Oh, yes, I was planning. Yes, there was. Back to Sweden and see my folks, you know.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any? You have what? 2 sons and a daughter?
Here?
Uh-huh.
Well, I have more than that.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. And grandchildren?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them isn't married, and some of them are married.
Uh-huh.
And so I really, well, there was a big family.
Ah. But being through that terrible tragedy didn't scare you, did it? I mean, about...
Well, I was nervous first, though.
Yes.
But, well, there's so many years ago now, you know.
Yes.
But I'm better now, really.
Mm-hmm.
That way.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But I was nervous first.
Yes, I should think so.
Yeah.
Did you think about it for a long time afterwards? Did it frighten you?
Yes, I thought about it, but I was wondering that I was sad. I could not understand why I was sad,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Of course.
And I didn't try to be sad. I done like some people do, try the best you can, you know, and get hold of that and that, the whole in, and you know what I mean. But I didn't know that there was going to be any help for me.
Yes.
But I think there was a help for me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's too many years ago anyhow. And it was awful.
Was there, people were jumping off the ship too, weren't they?
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
He got really hysterical.
Yes, of course. Mm-hmm.
And I think if I'd been older, I'd been more scared.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, I was I don't know exactly how old I was, around 20.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Years old.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we tried our best, you know. Time went, but it went so fast, everything.
Yes. But you didn't have time to be scared.
Yeah, well, there were lots of things that happened, you know.
Yes. Yes. How about getting into the lifeboat? Was that quite a...
Well,
you got into it and then they lowered you? Was that it?
Yeah, yes, you did that.
Mm-hmm.
You did that. But I can't remember everything.
No.
But there was awful nervous.
Yes. Oh, indeed, yes.
Yeah.
And did you hear the band playing?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I will always think about that.
Is that so?
Yeah. They played, well, they were sad.
Yeah, of course. Oh, my, yes. But I'm sure you always will think of that, yes.
Yeah.
It was...
Yeah, it was.
But as I say, people still remember that terrible night. And,
well, they were the biggest accident that ever happened, really.
Yes.
Yes, no.
Yes, yes. And it was such a shock because everybody thought that ship was the one ship that couldn't sink.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, was passage on that pretty expensive?
What?
Expensive? Was it expensive do you remember?
I don't remember anything.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get anything.
Mm. Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, you mean, no, I meant, did you pay?
Or did I pay?
The passage,
I guess I paid.
Yeah.
And that was all I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
They got the money, yeah. I paid, yeah.
Did you ever get anything back?
No.
Gee whiz. I just wonder if anyone did.
Yeah, the more than I know. I don't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I don't know if we done with the other ship.
Yes.
If we had to pay. But I can't remember if we had to pay anything.
Oh, surely not. Did you get to take your clothes with you?
No.
Just what you had on?
Yeah, that's all we had.
Oh, yes.
So we lost money there, you know.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I didn't have an awful lot, but I did have quite a bit clothes with me, you know.
Uh-huh.
We didn't get nothing.
That's
No.
you just had to go the way you were.
Yeah, I remember the people whom I worked for, they bought me some.
Oh.
And my relations, well, there was a friend, you know, in New York, so, and she bought me a few things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got a loan, that's all.
Yes.
And then I got money from people I worked for, and they went to close.
Yes. There were some terrible losses on that ship.
Well, they were really sad. They went too fast, everything.
Yes. Yes. Were you in your cabin when they...
Yeah.
And they came
I was in the cabin, but I can't even remember if I was in bed or not. I can't remember that. I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
But I know somebody told me, put that on, put that on.
Oh.
So I had the coat on.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
That was kind of, well, there was a real good night though. There was a nice, beautiful night, but there was cold anyhow.
Yes,
see?
Of course, on the ocean, yes. Mm.
So that was a sad story.
It was indeed, yes. But it's as I said before, it's wonderful to have you here to tell us about it. And
well, I could tell more, I think, if I were some years ago.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, but of course, there are lots of people some are living. Those people some are living now, they were young kids.
Mm-hmm.
There were lots of young people living, and they could tell maybe more, but still, though they were children, and
true.
they're different,
Yes, a different viewpoint.
Yeah.
That's true. Yes. Well, we are delighted that we got to talk with you. Now, this interview is going to be placed in the archives of the public library, and people that are going to be researching that night in 1912 will be listening to this tape that you and I are making this afternoon. In future years, they'll be hearing it.
That's awful nice, I think. I don't want to say no about it, but I don't know everything.
None of us do.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Of course.
It's a long time ago, so that's a little hard for me.
Yes, but I think you've been wonderful, and thank you so much.
Well, that's all right,